Hippity hoppity Easter bunny boo boo pop boo pee pee. Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome back to another Brett's ranking things video. Feels good to be back, okay? We tried to do a little let me show you some TikToks that I made, or sorry, we tried to do a video where it was like, let me show you some TikToks I saved, and about 3 of you watched that, so that was really fun. But you know what? Trial and error. Not everything's gonna be a winner. We're going back to what works, and so we're gonna rank the Muppets on how non-binary they are. First of all, love the Muppets, love non-binary people. This is gonna be an amazing prompt for me. Sometimes I'm like, am I non-binary? No. I don't know if how do you know? How do you know? We're all just so much on a spectrum of gender. And I think that's what's so special about non-binariness. Because it's like, yeah, nothing's black and white, okay? There's some nuance to everything. And it's been around for more than generations, since the beginning of humankind. The indigenous people had 2 spirit folks. They were like, you know, like in their communities, they were very respected individuals. Okay? And it's crazy how far we've really taken a turn. So we're going to rank the Muppets on how non-binary I think they are. And again, I know this is kind of like, oh, Brett, don't get canceled. Here's the thing. I'm doing this out of respect to the non-binary community because I love you so damn much. To me, I think the more non-binary are, it's more of a, that's, you know, they're kind of cooler. And I feel like the Muppets as a whole, they really play with gender a lot. There's a lot of cross-dressing going on in the Muppet community. You know, one episode is, so the lowest tier is cisgender. You know, this is just a cisgender person. The tier up from that is cisgender, like cis. Like, you know, like they are pretty straight-laced. They're pretty cisgender, but catch them on a good day. Ooh. Up next, a single streak of blue in the hair. Okay, this is someone who likes to play a little bit. They're like, okay, like every once in a while, once in a blue moon, they're like, I'm not afraid to be a little different. Up next, seasonal employee at the Ren Fair in the Fairy Garden. To me, these people are very much, they love to flirt with you know, the gender identity. If you've ever been to the fairy garden at a Ren Fair, it's always these like very, I don't know how to describe them, but they're so whimsical. And that to me is like, that's someone who's like not afraid to express. You know, I really don't know what I was thinking with this one, but in my head it made sense. And then top tier, they, them, thickums. You know, I have to also, my friend Pablo, I don't know if he coined this term. That's my favorite way to describe the non-binary community. They, them, thickums. Highest regard, highest respect. Up first, animal. Animal to me is he, they. Actually, maybe just full-blown they, them, thickums. They're not afraid to play around with gender, I feel. Animal is like so unconventional, so like free-spirited. And you know what? I guess he is technically he, but to me, it's he, they. So maybe if it's he, they, then it should be seasonal employee at the Ren Fair and the Fairy Garden. We have to say they, them, thickums for just they. You know, like they, them. Like we can't have he, they, she, they, it, they. We need they, thems exclusively at the top. Beaker to me, I would say a single streak of blue in the hair for me is Beaker. You know, Beaker doesn't talk. He says meep, or they say, no, he, meep, you know? That's what Beaker does. That's someone who's not afraid to challenge society. Up next, this little bunny. I forgot his name. Okay, so Bean Bunny. So maybe cisgender? You know, to me, the clothes is giving very much, you know, male presenting, but I don't know. I maybe Bean Bunny isn't afraid to play. Wait, let's read up a little bit about Bean Bunny. Like, who are you? He was part of a family headed by Father Bunny and Mother Bunny and helped make peace with the farmer's dog. I love the Muppet plotline. Yeah, that to me makes sense. Up next, Camilla the chicken. This is Gonzo's kind of like right hand arm. I think Camilla the chicken is probably a single streak of blue in the hair. She's pretty female presenting. I mean, she is a chicken. She does have eyelashes though. And that's classically like the thing that they do when they want to show that someone's a girl, they give her eyelashes. And she does have those. She's also kind of busty. You You know, she's got a big chicken breast. So maybe she's cisgender. It's not exact science. This is, folks. It's not. Up next, what's his name? Dr. Teeth from the Electric Mayhem, that band. First of all, the Electric Mayhem in general is just non-binary. But he also, to me, gives they. No, actually, I feel like out of all the Electric Mayhem, he's probably, I don't know, he's got a feather in his hat. I would say he's an employee at the Ren Fair and the Fairy Garden. Up next, I don't know who this guy is. His name's like Jones. He's a mustache, so, you know, but, you know, you can have a mustache and be non-binary. No one said that you couldn't do that. But male presenting clothes pretty conventionally. I feel like maybe a single streak of blue in the hair, but supports his non-binary friends. Up next, Janice. Janice to me is they for sure. I also heard some people saying maybe she's a trans woman. She looks like a doll, so that would be lit. But I feel like she's still, regardless of that, I don't know, like something about her, she just gives they. Up next, I don't know who the this guy is. I always forget his name. Let's look him up. Act involves boomerang fish. I throw them away and they come back to me. Honestly, me if I was a Muppet. I think a single streak of blue in the hair for me, for New Zealand. Up next, this guy's name is Lips. He's also in the Electric Company. I think he's like a part-time member, like he's a seasonal employee, because I don't think he's always in it. They, seasonal employee at the Ren Fair and the Fairy Garden. Electric Company in general, I just feel like averaging it out, they, them, thickums. I feel like they belong up there just as a band. I think they all got a little bit of they in them. Sorry, he's moving back up. And I'm not sure how the math's on that, but it's just the vibe. Oh, and then this guy too. Yeah, I'll just put him right here. I don't know what his name is. He's spooky to me. Okay, this guy, Pepe the Prawn. Yes, cisgender. I mean, because the hair situation on him is pretty, you know, intense and cool. Like, I feel like he's not afraid to play around. Again, there's only a few Muppets that I'm like, no, this person enjoys being cisgender and like this is who they are and they don't want to veer off that. Most of them, I feel like they're not afraid to play. Rizzo the Rat. To me, I think Rizzo's pretty male presenting. I think Rizzo likes being a dude. He's like borderline just normal cisgender, but actually maybe he's very cisgender, yeah. Up next, oh God, I always forget his name. It's like something with an M, Marty or Walter. Walter's cisgender. What is it, Professor Honeydew? That's his name, right? Because his head looks like a honeydew. A single streak of blue in the hair. They, you know, they've got kind of a feminine twirl to their voice, you know. They're in a lab coat, you know. It's like, you know, and that's kind of gender neutral as well. Doesn't really veer off from it. The glasses, you know, the shape of the glasses, arguably, you know, is it a feminine shape? I kind of want to put him up there, actually. Up next, the Swedish Chef. Swedish Chef, to me, I will do the single streak of blue in the hair. I think there's something unconventional about the Swedish Chef. Again, he's kind of like, you know, like, I don't want to speak words that you'll understand. To me, that's very non-binary. Up next, Fozzie Bear. Waka waka! I feel like Fozzie Bear is they, them, thickums. That just feels right to me. Something about Fozzie Bear is so they. At least they. Kermit the Frog, I will put in a single streak of blue in the hair. I think Kermit likes to flirt with gender. I think at home, you know, like he's asked to try on maybe one of Miss Piggy's dresses. Gonzo's they, them, thickums for me. Gonzo to me is just so like what's the phrase? Walks to the beat of their own drum. 'Cause you're when I thought about this list, Gonzo was the one I was like, that's a they themer. Miss Piggy to me is just like classic femininity. I think like in a chic couture way she would wear like male clothing, but I think she just likes being a girl. Ralph the dog, I don't know anything about them. Dogs are kind of non-binary in a way. Seasonal employee at the Ren Fair and the Fairy Garden. If you disagree, just why don't you jack off or something? Maybe you'll calm down. Sam the Eagle is cisgender. Sam the Eagle likes being a man, and I think weaponizes that. This guy, they, them, to me, it looks they, them. His name? Scooter. See, that name Scooter is so non-binary. Fozzie, Gonzo, and Scooter are really they're bringing home the they, themness. Salter and Worf, whatever. I'm gonna say they are. I think they've done drag before, and I think they're a gay couple, but that has nothing to do with gender identity. I'll put them in cisgender because I feel like they would do drag, like maybe back in their young days, and now they're crotchety old white gay men. Okay, this thing, I don't even know what that is. Sweetums is a non-binary name to me. I love that thing's name is Sweetums. I don't know if Sweetums is a girl or a boy. or an it. I'll put Sweetums at a single streak of blue in the hair, but towards the front. And then this guy, Uncle Deadly. Okay, well, Uncle is pretty. There's our answer, cisgender. Yeah, but I mean, unconventional, like what animal are you? So maybe cisgender. Okay, I feel good about this. Yes. If I forgot any Muppets, let me know. I didn't include Sesame Street characters because I just feel like, I don't know. I know Elmo, Big Bird, Oscar. Okay, maybe I could have done... Maybe I'll save that for Patreon or something. Speaking of Patreon, hi, I have a Patreon now. Basically on there, I'm gonna upload exclusive videos, you know, videos I can't post on social media or I'll get flagged. I wanna do like my try on costume things again. I also wanna give shout outs at the end of my YouTube videos to my patrons. I'll do it to the tune of a song. But yeah, if you want more Brett content, hit me up there. I'm also gonna like talk more about my personal life on there. I'm also gonna post a video well actually by the time this gets posted it'll already be up about my experience at Coachella and how fun it was. It was so fun and my favorite artists there, some songs I discovered there that I really like. Anyway, if that interests you, go to my Patreon. Joseph Hall, Diego M, Alex, Christopher Miller, Josh, Amen, SK, Derek, Connor LaDuke, H. Nick, Olivia Gabriel Webb, Olivia Gabriel Webb, Jim, Colorado Springs, Breatha, Connor Newton Murphy, Chase Williams, Michael, Rob, Lima Smith, Tim, Doug, Mady, Sangray, Jay Cruz, 1447, Tyson Johnson, Eric Ranky, Yomar, Trip, Chris, Patrick A. Leanne, Gabriel Mabromsmer, Andrew Millum, Thomas Griffin, Jake Nicholson, JF, Lively Angel, Kyle, Khalil Calendar, love your last name, S. Barrett, Chris, Brandon Stogdale, Cheech Ken, Monty, Greg Feiner, Ben Caldwell, Chadwick, Brandon Ross, David, Martin, Sam Brigner, Cody Tris, Cameron McKinney, Nick, Carson, Marcus Cole, Isaac, Michael, Tyler, Johnson, Shavis, Foster, Eric, Cunningham, Jesse, Myers-Blaine, Josiah, Jabrea, Chismus, Nico, Diaz, Alessandro, Bella, 42, Gaha, VHSB, Snap, James Easton, Colin, Recco, Gray, Van Pelt, how many more? Oh my god, there's so many more. This was a bad idea. Josh Taylor, who knows? Julian Parrish, Macklin, Artie Martin Boots, Andy Arnold, Benjamin Quick, Stephanie Fisher, Zach, Christian, Marcus, Sean, Fleming, Matson, Kate Telsherman, Linda, James, Jay, Enrique, Ethan, DJ, Ty, Kirby, Kelly, Lucas Welch, Cam, Nate, Shan, Darren Sanders, Jeremy, Sean, Walker, Raven, Quinn, Maddie D, Scottish Trekkie, Michael Lawrence, Jeremy Bones, Laura, James, Frank, Crystal Scott, Josh B, Damian S, Natalie Watson, Steve Ledford, Abner Madison, David Morgan D, Lashandria Hunter, Ryan Healy, James Calico, Blaze, Razor Light Captain, Bryce, Nicholas Jennings, Parabola Mystery, Josh B. Travers, Jacob Salinas, Jeremy Wetter, the boy who lived on Tatooine, love your name, James Hall, Manuel Ribs, Jay Nichols, Zach, Jansen Smith, Jackson Getchell, Justin Ray, Nigel Look, Debbie Ryan. Okay, anyway, love you guys. Tiff, plug your stuff. Tiff. Tiff is the hero of this channel. Okay, love you guys.